Welcome to this masterclass with the title The Strategy Process Playing to Win. In this masterclass, I will introduce you to a framework for strategy development. So maybe I should start with a disclaimer. This masterclass will not provide you with a silver bullet winning strategy, but will show you a process for how to develop a framework that will enable you to design your own unique and compelling winning strategy. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Per Lilly. I'm a business coach, author, and a Growth Wheel certified business advisor, and have over the past 25 years lived different places, worked different places in very many different assignments, all related to business development and strategy development and execution. I'm also a published author. My book, Remove Blocks and Build Your Business, is a guidebook for your next growth journey. It's a handy 200-page book as an inspiration to grow your business with a lot of ideas, models, and concepts. You can use this QR code to download a free e-copy of this book. In this masterclass, I will present a framework that can be used to design a winning strategy. The objective for this masterclass is to encourage you to create or improve an internal discipline of strategic thinking that enables a more thoughtful approach to the current game, regardless of what industries you're in, and connects to possibly different futures and opportunities, and of course, provide insight in how and what the elements are in designing a compelling, unique winning strategy. I would like to disclose that much of this information, models, and process that I use in this masterclass are inspired by a book with the title Playing to Win, How Strategy Really Works by Lafley and Martin. I believe this to be one of the best books written so far about strategy. And as this masterclass has also been inspired by an essay, Organized for the Future, 9 Keys to Becoming a Future-Ready Company, written by McKinsey & Company as a response to how to organize and focus post-COVID. So a very contemporary edition. The first question you can ask, what is strategy? Where have you heard that name strategy before? And how can we best describe a strategy? This is one of the definitions I think is a great. Strategy is an integrative set of choices that position you on the playing field of your choice in a way that you win. So we can stress here that this is all about choices. When we say choices, we also then mean that there should be a couple of alternatives to choose from, indicating that we need some research to get the right choice. And of course, the desired outcome is that you have a winning strategy. The model I'll use as a backbone in this presentation is called the Strategy of Choices Cascade, and it looks like this. First step is to define what is your winning aspiration, what is the purpose of the enterprise, what is your guiding aspirations. Second step is to nominate or determine where will you play, what is the right playing field for you, where we will compete, what are the geographies, the product categories, the consumer segment, channels, could also be vertical stages of production. How will we win? A key question, of course, the unique right to win, the value proposition, and our competitive advantage. What capability must we have in place? What are the set of capabilities that we need or require to win? What are the set of capabilities that will set us apart in our competition? Our reinforcing activities, our specific configuration. And finally, what management systems are required to support the whole setup and to ensure that we can deliver the capabilities in the marketplace. We talk about systems, we talk about structures, we talk about measurements that is required to support our choices. We need to recognize that this process will be kind of cascading, as we will go back and forth between the different steps as we get more clarity and before we have a first completed framework to develop the winning strategy. We need to recognize also that the win choices do not function independently. A strong where to play choice is only valuable if it is supported by a robust and actionable how to win choice. The two choices should reinforce one another to create a distinctive combination. From the authors of this cascade design comes the following comments. Do remember that strategy is about the winning choices. It is a coordinated and integrated set of 5 very specific choices. As you define your strategy, choose what you will do and what you will not do. To make it through all, or do make it through all choices. Don't stop after defining winning, after choosing where to play or how to win, or even after assessing your capabilities. All 5 questions must be answered if you are to create a viable, actionable, and sustainable winning strategy. Do think strategy as an iterative process. As you uncover insight at one stage in a cascade, you may need to revisit choices elsewhere in a cascade. And do remember that there's no one perfect strategy. So find the distinctive choices that works well for you. The process I propose to go through this framework is as follows. Define the winning aspiration and then determine the mission or redefine what is the mission of your business. Create a laser-sharp picture of your ideal customer and determine your desired position in the market vis-a-vis your competitor. Develop a clear customer value proposition, design your related marketing and branding strategy, and describe also what is your desired business culture. Make an assessment of your key capabilities to win. You can do that by performing a 360-degree screening. And then finally, define the necessary management system you need in place to support your competitive edge and, of course, your winning strategy. So the idea is that through our winning strategy process and our framework, we will find the answers to the. So the idea is that through our winning strategy process and our framework, we will find the answers to these questions. What is our winning aspiration? Where will we play? How will we win? What capabilities must we have in place? And what management systems are required? Let's start with the first step, and it is to define or identify our winning aspiration, or somebody else would call it vision, goals, or ambitions. What does success look like in 24 to 36 months? So let's start with a definition. A winning aspiration is an aspirational description of what an organization would like to achieve or accomplish in the midterm, and let's call it the 24 to 36 months. It is intended to serve as a clear guide to choosing current and future courses of action, and it is achieved through focused leadership. High-performance businesses share their vision, strategic plans, value propositions throughout their organization. They involve and empower their employees and get their commitment in return. Too many top managers believe the strategy or their strategy job is largely done when they share their aspiration with employees. Unfortunately, nothing happens after that. Without explicit where to play and explicit how to win choices connected to this aspiration, a vision is frustrating and ultimately unfulfilling for employees. Winning is what matters, and it is the ultimate criterion of a successful strategy. Once the aspiration to win has been set, the rest of the strategic questions relate directly to finding ways to deliver the win. Aspirations could be play to win, not only to participate or just to compete. It could be leading your industry or a given segment within your industry. It could also be you aspire to become number one, or as one of my colleagues would say, let's make a dent in the universe. Let's really make a difference and help our customers and clients to achieve their aspirations. Some recommendations when developing a winning aspiration. Do play to win rather than simply to compete. Define winning in your context, painting a picture of a brilliant, successful future for your business. Do craft aspirations that will be meaningful and powerful to you and your employees and also to your customers. It's not about finding the perfect language or the consensus view, but it's all about connecting to a deeper idea of what the organization exists to do. Do think about winning relative to competition. Think about your traditional competitors and look for the unexpected best competitor, either emergent or even disruptive. Do not stop here. Aspirations aren't strategy. They are merely the first box in the choice cascade. The next step is really to look at your mission. Define mission or purpose, or what also sometimes is referred to the why of your business. A mission is a declaration of the organization's core purpose and focus, other than making money or profits, that normally remains unchanged over time. Probably craft a mission statement serve as filters to separate what is important from what is not important. They also clearly state which markets will be served and how to communicate a sense of intended direction to the entire organization. When we think about mission, we have a kind of need to answer the question, why are we here? What are our key objectives as a business? Where will we play and where will we not play? And then, of course, that will encourage us to think about geographies, segments, or in Australian context, maybe the states. Next step in developing a great framework is to get a laser-sharp picture of your ideal customer or client, a customer you like to do business with and who shares your value. This is often referred to as an avatar or a customer persona. By getting to understand who our customers are, what are their problems and challenges, what do they think and what do they feel, and what are their aspirations, then we can better find out how we can provide value for them and communicate with them in the best way. One way to develop a detailed picture of your ideal customer is to review your present customer portfolio to identify the business customers you and your organization enjoy doing business with, and of course, who shares your value. And then use these customers as a template to further refine the picture of your ideal customer, and then find more of them out there in the marketplace. Successful companies have compelling customer offering because they understand their target customer in depth. They also hold ongoing dialogue with their customers to help them quickly spot any preference changes or ideas for product or service extension. I would like to share a great anecdote from Robert L. Martin's book. Let's call it the teller story. Actually, from a time where we had personal service in the banks. He was assigned as a consultant to analyze a bank teller operation and decided to observe Mary because customer seems to lining up in her queue. And he noticed that she served the customers differently. And he noticed 3 different service delivery. 1, some customers she acted friendly, but only as a transaction. 2, some customers she had a very long conversation with. And 3, shorter conversation, but seemingly Mary made some proposals. He asked Mary to comment on the different requirements from these customers. And she said, well, person number 1 thinks banking is the irritation. I need to be friendly, but we need to have a quick transaction to satisfy that customer. Person number 2, banking is an important social event. These people are often old and in retirement, so the conversation with me is important as part of their social interaction. And person number 3, I act as a financial advisor. I provide them with suggestion how to place the money for the best return. So here we have clearly 3 different ideal customers, but all of these 3 customers had preference to use this bank because of the differentiated approach. But Mary's approach was not what was outlined in the Tiller manual. She had made the segmentation based on her experience, and unfortunately, the managers were not close enough to the market and hence did not recognize the value of this personal segmentation and the 3 different customer personas. And that was really missing an opportunity. So again, it is important that senior management is somehow involved in understanding how the market operates. So collecting contemporary data about customers is very important, as it has the potential to provide you with a competitive advantage. And continuous customer data collection, maybe via surveys, interviews, or the news trend using a quiz to get relevant data and also share this data via a CRM system, I think is a must for business today. Some recommendation here with regards to where to play. Do choose where you will play and where you will not play. Choose and prioritize across all relevant where dimension, geography, industry segment, customer, products. Do think long and hard before dismissing an entire industry as structurally unattractive. Look for attractive segments in which you compete and, of course, where you can win. Do not embark on strategy without a specific word choice. If everything is a priority, nothing is. No point in trying to capture all segments. Focus is the key. Do not embark on a strategy without specific word choices. If everything is a priority, nothing is. No point in trying to capture all segments. Focus is a key word. A quote from Procter & Gamble, a very famous American multinational consumer goods organization. We don't give lip service to customer understanding. We dig deep. We immerse ourselves in people's day-to-day lives. We work hard to find the tensions that we can help resolve. From those tensions comes insights that leads to big ideas. Those big ideas can be the basis of a powerful where to play choice. Next step in developing our framework is to kind of open up the window and take a hard look outside to understand the competitive environment and use this knowledge to determine how to position our business in the mind of our ideal customer when compared to the existing competition. So how do we define positioning? Positioning defines where your product and services stands in relation to others, offering similar product and services in the marketplace as well as in the mind of the customer. There are a number of key parameters you can use in your marketing position or market position. There are a number of key parameters you can use for market positioning. For example, price, quality, reputation, business culture, flexibility, agility, to mention a few. Of course, you need to choose the ones that makes most sense and has the max impact. But you can start by asking the following question. What are the competitive forces that we are up against? Who are the major players? What are the key differentiators? And finally, ask the question, how do we ensure that we stand out? The next step is really an important one as part of developing how will you win approach. This is called customer value proposition. The total customer value proposition is the sum of offerings and experiences that your organization delivers to your customer during all the interaction with your organization. So you can use the following stages to craft a customer value proposition. 1, market, focus on describing your ideal customer and where to find them. 2, value experience. What will be the customer experience and what will they pay for that value? 3, offerings, the product and services or services that you are offering. 4, benefits, clearly state benefits you are delivering. 5, differentiation, state how you differentiate versus your competition, outlining your strengths. 6, proof, use testimonials or case study as proof of your value proposition. So here again, where will we play? What value will we provide? What will be the benefit and how will we be different? Some recommendation here for the how to win part. Do work to create a new how to win choice where none current exist. Just because there isn't an obvious how to win choice given your current structure doesn't mean it's impossible to create a new one, and maybe it's worthwhile if the price is right. Do consider how to win in concert with where to play. The choices should be mutually reinforcing, creating a strong strategic core for the company. Don't assume that the dynamics of an industry are set and absolute. Next step is to design your marketing and branding strategy. Often marketing and branding are mixed up, and they are probably sisters in crime because they are all about how to attract your ideal customer and be the best or seen as the best alternative. So let's start with a short definition. Branding is why. Your brand is a story, a set of emotions and expectation, and a stand-in for how we think and feel about what you do. Marketing is how. Marketing is about where to locate and communicate with your ideal customer to tell them how you are the best in solving their problems and challenges. So what we want to do is we want to define the ideal marketing mix. We want to design a sales process from lead to customers and all what happens in there with regards to the marketing. We want to strengthen our branding approach and possibly use storytelling as a branding tool. Storytelling is very powerful when you are going to differentiate or you want to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Seth Godin, he is a respected marketing guru. He's saying, spend 10,000 times as much time and money on your brand as you spend on your logo. Your logo is a referent, a simple reminder of your brand, but your brand is a story, a set of emotions, an expectation, and a stand-in for how we think and feel about what you do. Here's a branding case where things went a bit haywire, a bit bad. Kia decided to refresh their logo from this to this new one. As a result, was that Google search found that 30,000 every month search for the KN car due to the misinterpretation of the logo. I guess you can see why. This has probably not really deleted or diminished their sales, but it just seems like a missed opportunity. And again, need to be careful when we are doing these strategic or changes to our identification. Business culture. Here we want to focus on design team behavior, both internally and externally. We want to encourage a winning team. Business culture is becoming an important differentiator. So it is a great idea to outline the business culture you would like to nurture in your business. It might come as a surprise, but business culture is really now regarded as an additional and important parameter in your competitive profile. Many businesses observers believe that business culture could be what they call the secret sauce that can help you strengthen the business identity internally and externally to differentiate your business. Let's start with a definition. Business culture is a unique set of behaviors, rituals, symbols, and experiences that collectively describes how we run things, or values and benefits that guide our thinking and also our behavior. Of course, firstly, you need to acknowledge that you already have a business culture, because business culture happens either by default or by design. If you want to develop a specific business culture, you might design a business culture manifest outlining the desired behavior in all external and internal touch points. Guiding principles could be: treat your customers with respect, treat your employees with care, treat your suppliers with focus on long-term relationship, and finally, treat the environment with respect. These could be used as heading and guiding principles for developing a business culture manifest. Next task is to determine the capabilities. Next task is to determine the capability that we need to master to win in our chosen market. An organization core capabilities are those activities that, when performing at the highest level, enable the organization to bring its where to play and how to win choices to life. Articulating a firm's core capability is a vital step in the strategy process. So to identify the capabilities to deliver on where to play and how to win choices crystallizes the area of focus for the business and also for investment. Start by a realistic assessment of your core DNA. What do you do well today? And we can call this your core DNA. Then we'll have to determine what is the future key capabilities in the situation where we want to win. And if there is a capability gap between these two, then we need to make or acquire. So if there is a gap between our assessment and what is needed, then we need to address that by either developing or strengthening these key capabilities internally, or alternatively acquire these capabilities externally. And that could be either by recruitment of new A players or addition to our team, or could also really be acquiring a running business. And of course, we also need to design an action plan and execute so we get these capabilities that we need. So what could be core capabilities? Yeah, for example, branding and marketing is the key capability of the soft drink company Red Bull. They have built a market leader position in the energy drink market with billions of dollars in turnover. And the core is really branding, marketing, and also, of course, sponsorship. So with regards to capabilities, do try to capture the most important activities to deliver your where to play and how to win choice. Be honest in your assessment about the state of your capabilities. Build a system around these activities to support them. Do play to your own unique strength. Another thing about capabilities I must stress here is a kind of the imperative that you treat talent as scarcer than capital. There will be an ongoing war on talent, so the capability to attract and hire the right people is very important. We're now getting to the end of the strategy cascade, where we need to look at management systems that we require to keep our competitive edge. Without supporting structures, system, process, and measures, strategy remains a wish list, a set of goals that may or may not ever be achieved. To truly win in the marketplace, a company needs a robust process for creating, reviewing, and communicating about strategy. It needs specific measures to ensure that the strategy is working. These management systems are needed to complete the strategic choice cascade and ensure effective action throughout the organization. The capabilities we have captured in the fourth box of the choice cascade are so important to our competitive advantage that a company needs to install systems to ensure that these capabilities are properly nurtured. The challenge is to determine what system is required. So we need to determine, of course, these core processes and what we need in form of support, document and implement core processes, design and or acquire business system, and then, of course, instruct and train employee in using and supporting these management systems. Let's take some examples. If your core capabilities or key competitive advantage is customer knowledge or insight, then you need ongoing customer research and a shared CRM system. If your core capabilities or key competitive advantage is innovation, then of course you need to have a robust process and structured framework to nurture innovation. If your core capabilities or key competitive advantage is manufacturing, then of course you need a structure to keep manufacturing knowledge up to date. With regards to strategy discussion, do strategy discussions throughout the year. Do think about clarity and simplicity when communicating key strategic choices to the organization. Do build systems and measures that support capabilities. Do define measures that will tell you how you are performing relative to your strategic choices. It is an old saying that it's an old saying that what gets measured gets done. Measurement provides focus and feedback. Focus comes from the awareness that outcomes will be examined and success for failure noted, creating a personal incentive to perform well. Feedback comes from the fact that measurement allows the comparison of the fact that measurement allows the compare. It's an old saying that what gets measured gets done. Measurement provides focus and feedback. Focus comes from the awareness that outcome will be examined and success for failure noted, creating a person's incentive to perform well. Feedback comes from the fact that measurement allows the comparison of expected outcomes with actual outcomes and enables you to adjust strategic choices accordingly. So a measurement of desired outcome, if aspirations are to be achieved, capability developed, and management system created, progress need to be measured. So we can also say the essence of a strategy is really we have to build and deploy capabilities that are hard to replicate against meeting certain needs in a particular way. So here we have it. My proposed process to support the strategy of choices cascade framework is as follows. Define your winning aspiration and define the winning aspiration and then determine the mission of your business. Create a laser-sharp picture of your ideal customer and determine your desired position in the market vis-a-vis your competitors. Develop a clear customer value proposition and under that umbrella design your marketing and branding strategy and describe what is your desired business culture. Make an assessment of your key capabilities to win and address any gaps. Define the necessary management system you need in place to support your competitive edge. So if your objective for your business is to create or improve an internal discipline of strategic thinking that enables a more thoughtful approach to the current game, regardless of industry, and connects to a possible different future and opportunities, then I would like to introduce you to our new winning strategy program that we will launch in 2023. Our winning strategy program is an online 8-week program to help you build a winning strategy framework. It's an intensive and will run for 8 consecutive weeks and will require an investment for you of about 3 to 5 hours per week to get maximum value out of the program. And there will be a weekly 90 minutes online meeting to discuss and critique your input and your progress so far. And these sessions will be scheduled from 7:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning. This is clearly my experience that this is where you get the most out of training sessions. And you will have access to the learning platform for 6 months. So even after the program has finished, you will still have access to resources for the next 6 months. And in that period, you will also have access to two times 45-minute session with me. I believe this to be a great idea to kickstart your new winning strategy journey. And if you're interested, I believe this to be a great idea to kickstart your new winning strategy journey. If you're interested, then let's have a check. Link to my booking page is here. Just use the QR code to book a call with me. Thank you very much for your interest and watching this recording. Bye for now.